On Monday, April 12th, Shanghai and 6 additional regions were included in the Digital Yuan test program. China is the first economic power to create its digital currency, and it is moving fast. I was lucky enough to meet Sebastian Guspiu, a professional Bitcoin miner who understands these issues, and now I'm starting to understand more and more the usefulness, role, and impact of the digital yuan. Today, we take stock of what could become a global monetary breakthrough for China's credibility strategy. Come on, let's go. Today, many people agree that the US is in decline. For my part, I think that the US has embarked on a path of money printing in place of any hope of sustainable growth because the US trade deficit is far too large in relation to its growth. In other words, the US is living far beyond their means, and it is unlikely that a return to their senses is possible. They have therefore probably begun their swan song, which is materialized around the desire to create a global tax and through the extraterritorialization of US law on all dollar transactions. In other words, unable to inspire people with the American dream, they are increasingly using their soft power as a repressive force. Conversely, China, which has the wind at its back, seeks to give credibility to a political dictatorship by making it as attractive as possible. Making Chinese power acceptable, even sexy, is a challenge for the Communist Party, which is leaving with a very strong negative image in the world. Personally, I think that China would not be able to emerge as a world power of reference if the US were still correctly playing its role as head of the free world. On the other hand, as the US becomes more and more aggressive and repressive towards its partners, many of us are considering China as a fallback solution, for lack of anything better. So what is the digital yuan? Since we all have credit cards that are already dematerialized money, what is the difference? At the stage I am at in my understanding, and this may evolve, a digital currency is distinguished by two main characteristics. Firstly, it allows the distribution of money to be disintermediated, i.e., the banks disappear in the process. Today, it is your banks that distributes your euros and create them when you borrow money. With a central bank digital currency, each citizen has direct access to central bank money. This has several impacts. Holders of digital central bank money are no longer exposed to a bankruptcy of their commercial bank. The elimination of banks in favor of an algorithm that manages the distribution of money allows to reduce enormously all the cost of use and the delays of transactions that become instantaneous. Secondly, a digital central currency is destined to replace cash because it is not intended to be used to make credit. Contrary to what I read about cryptocurrencies decentralizing finance, cryptocurrencies do not offer credit but pledge assets. Let me explain. When you make a credit, you ask for a trust of your intermediary based on your credibility. So there is a risk analysis involved. On the other hand, when I borrow cryptocurrency, trust does not come into play because I have to pledge a quantity of cryptocurrency that serves as pure collateral to the lender. Put another way, you either pay back or you don't. The lender is comfortable either way. If you don't pay back, the lender keeps the cryptocurrency you pledged, and that's fine for the lender too. The best known equivalent system is pawnbroking. I'll lend you 500 euros, but you leave me your Swiss watch as collateral. If you don't come back, I keep your watch and we're even. I think that China is well aware of this, and that is why, contrary to what I may hear, the digital yuan does not fundamentally endanger its banking system. On the other hand, it is cash that we are trying to replace in favor of something more practical for the user and for China. This is where the Chinese strategy can be brilliant. By creating a digital yuan that will probably be able to roam freely on cryptocurrency exchange platforms, then the whole planet will be able to go back and forth between all cryptocurrencies and the digital yuan, making it extremely difficult for the European and American states to control. In the absolute, Western countries could prohibit the possession of digital yuan, but this would be to oppose China head-on, and this would have repercussions on relations between China and these countries, so it is not that simple. And then, technically, controlling cryptocurrencies is inherently complicated. But why would people in Europe or America want to buy digital yuan? The first reason I see is to escape the dollar and the euro. Since these two currencies are well on their way to falling against the yuan, then a freely available digital yuan would be a huge hole in the hull of the Western monetary systems. It would be an exit door accessible to anyone without exception. This is possible because the euro and the dollar are holding on today mainly because there is no alternative. Another point, the world of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin need most importantly what is called stablecoin. A stablecoin is a crypto that is indexed to a state currency. For example, the USDT is a crypto based on the American company Tether, whose goal is to be worth $1. When you convert a crypto to USDT, you are trying to cancel out the volatility of Bitcoin, for example. If I want to buy a used car for my neighbor for $10,000 and we want to use cryptos, then I would convert some of my Bitcoin into 10,000 USDT and send those USDT to my neighbor who can do whatever he wants with it without risking a price fluctuation. In this case, all our exchanges were done in crypto, and yet we were able to access a value in dollars and freeze this value in time. In short, today these stable coins are an essential part of the cryptocurrency universe to store stable value. The problem with these stable currencies is that they are difficult to audit because they are guaranteed by private companies, which exposes their users to monumental scams. This is why a digital yuan could well spread very quickly over the planet. The short-term guarantee of stability of this stable currency would be far superior to what any private company can offer. And this is where it gets great. At a time where the US and Euro are watching cryptocurrencies like cows watching trains go by, China seems to have changed its strategies from a hostile approach towards cryptocurrencies to one of accompanying the movement. Why is this smart? Because the digital yuan will give China a power unmatched in human history. Understand that the digital yuan is fully traceable and centralized. In other words, China will know where each digital yuan is, and it alone will be able to decide how much information it wants to share with foreign powers. If this is what China is planning, then the yuan could well dethrone the dollar in the digital sphere. And if cryptocurrencies succeed in imposing themselves, as the direction of history seems to indicate, then the yuan will have overtaken the dollar without the US even having time to think about it. As in all technological revolutions, it is the first big player who wins the jackpot. Moreover, as I explained in the beginning, the dollar is more and more complicated to use because the US uses it as a weapon of repression to save its dominance as long as possible. If China plays the game well and offers a cooperative and welcoming face while the digital yuan spreads, everyone will say that it is suspicious and dangerous, but the temptation to adopt it will be enormous. There will be no suitable and totally acceptable solution, only pragmatic ones. We may have to choose between the American bludgeon or the Chinese wolf's mouth. But then, what would happen to Bitcoin in this scenario? Honestly, I don't know. My optimistic side gives me hope that it will play a role of an alternative. By then, the cypherpunks who are thinking about the evolution of this blockchain will probably have found a way to make it anonymous, and Bitcoin could be the instrument available to the people to regain a new democratic sovereignty over their currency. Or not. This is a question that I will not fail to ask my future guests on the subject, but for the moment I have no certainty on this subject. On that note, see you soon for new videos. Ciao.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell if you want to be notified of the next episode. And if you want to invest in the stock market over the long term or diversify your financial portfolio, I'm offering you an analysis of the 8 European star stocks to have. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.